Yeah, these are voices for change, rising like a brand new flame. If tomorrow needs hope, let the world hear us cope. We're the heartbeat of change.
Welcome to Between Silence and Shouts, the Unsung playlist, a podcast series by Vox Populi, the voices of the people. Here, we bring you stories that whisper, question, and sometimes roar, the unsung thoughts of young minds who see the world not as it is, but as it could be. Today's episode is called Voices for Change, brought to you by me, Vaanya of Class 7th.
These are voices for change, louder than the fear or the pain.
I want to start by asking a simple question. Why in 2025 are we still expected to be someone we're not, just to be accepted? One thing I wish I could change right now is the way people are judged before they're even known. Stereotypes and prejudices still shape how we're seen, spoken to, and treated, whether it's because of our gender, our appearance, where we're from, or how we act. People are too often put into boxes they never chose to be in.
'Cause these are voices for change, louder than the fear.
Students especially feel this every day. We're expected to be perfect, get top grades, be athletic, be social, be confident, but not too confident. Girls are told not to be too loud, boys are told they shouldn't cry. If you're quiet, they say you're weak. If you speak up, they say you're showing off. We live in a world where there's pressure to be someone else just to fit in. And that kind of pressure is exhausting.
These are voices for change, rising like a brand.
And all of this sits on top of the bigger problems we're growing up with. Climate change is real, and it's not a future issue, it's a now issue. We're watching our planet fall apart while leaders argue over money and power. Corruption is everywhere, from local systems to national politics. And young people are tired of promises with no action. Gender inequality still exists, even though it shouldn't. Girls are judged more harshly, boys are told to hide their emotions, and people who don't fit into traditional gender boxes, they're often left out of the conversation entirely. Bullying, both online and offline, continues. And kindness, the simplest human quality, sometimes feels like a rare thing instead of a basic expectation.
'Cause these are voices for change, louder than the fear or the pain.
So, do I believe young people can bring real change? Absolutely yes. Because we already are. We're speaking up, standing together, and pushing back against systems that don't serve us. We're starting conversations, challenging old ideas, creating solutions, and refusing to be silent. We're not afraid to call things out because we care and because we're the ones who have to live with the consequences if nothing changes.
'Cause these are voices for change, louder than the fear or the pain.
If I were Prime Minister for one day, my first decision would be to make schools a place where students are understood, not judged. I'd bring in real mental health support, honest conversations about identity and respect, and lessons that prepare us for life, not just exams. I'd make gender equality, climate change, and anti-bullying efforts a real part of everyday learning, not something we hear about once a year in an assembly. And most importantly, I'd give students a voice in the decisions that affect them, because we know what we're going through and we have ideas on how to make it better.
'Cause these are voices for change, louder than the fear or the pain.
Here's the truth: we are more than grades, more than gender, and more than expectations. We are individuals with voices, with dreams, with something real to say. So, what do we want to change in the world? We want a world where labels don't define us, where kindness is strength, not surprise, where climate is protected, not used for politics, where leaders care more about justice than power, where students are heard, not just tested. We are not the future anymore. We are the now and we are ready. This was Voices for Change, written and spoken by Vaanya, Class 7th. You're listening to Vox Populi, the voices of the people. Until next time, keep speaking and keep dreaming, keep believing in change. This is me, Vaanya, signing off.
Yeah, these are voices for change.